Hi everyone. Our paper is titled Exploring the Correlation Between Deep Learned and Clinical Features in Melanoma Detection. So firstly, what is melanoma? Melanoma is a type of skin cancer that develops when melanocytes, that is the cells which give our skin its tan or color, start to grow out of control. Among the several variants of skin lesion diseases, melanoma puts the patient's lives at risk because of its highest mortality rate and difficult early stage detection. It's also very dangerous because it can spread to other parts of the body if not detected early. However, if it is detected early, it is linked to improved overall survival and patient health. In this slide, you can see a world map indicating the number of melanoma cases in millions throughout all the countries. The darker the shade of blue, the more the number of cases in that particular country. This shows us that how widespread this disease is and how important its study is. Like I initially said, it is very difficult to detect melanoma in its early stages. This is because of the fine-grained nature of the problem. These are visually very similar images with high intra-class and low inter-class variations. Dermatologists consider a standard set of clinical features to detect and classify various skin lesions. These include asymmetry, border irregularity, color variation, diameter, and evolving, popularly known as the ABCDEs of melanoma. In recent years, deep learning has been used successfully in diagnosis of various medical conditions, including skin cancer. These algorithms can extract abstract but relevant features directly from raw data such as images to classify various skin lesions. However, two questions always pose such methods: the what and the why. What are these features that which the deep learning models extract, and why do they extract these features? However, a lack of insight and interpretability of these algorithms has hindered its acceptance in the medical community and still poses a big question today. So in this work, we have tried to explore the correlation between the features learned by a deep learning model versus those clinical features, that is the ABCD features, via a set of quantitative and qualitative analysis. So we use two models. One is the raw pixel-based deep learning models, and the second are the clinical features, and compare these two. The dataset which we use is the HAM 10,000 dataset, which contains 10,005 dermoscopic images of various pigmented skin lesions. There are 7 different categories of skin lesions, and we have presented an example of each of those. Now, coming to the raw pixel-based deep learning architectures. For our experiments, we use convolutional neural networks, CNNs, along with various types of attention modules and self-attention based models on the pre-processed images. We use a baseline CNN of 5 convolutional blocks followed by a global average pooling and a softmax based classification layer. On top of this baseline CNN, we use global attention modules proposed in the paper Learn to Pay Attention on top of the last 2 convolutional blocks of our baseline CNN. The attention module helps to focus on the skin lesion area and to extract relevant features. It exploits the universality between local and global feature descriptors L and G to produce a compatibility score map. Attention weights are calculated from the compatibility scores by applying a softmax function, and the final output of these attention blocks are then calculated as the sum dot product of the attention weights and local feature vectors. Our next model is the spatial self-attention model. Inspired by the enormous success achieved by transformer networks in the field of natural language processing, the paper's standalone self-attention and vision models proposed a classification framework in spatial domain entirely based on self-attention. Here, in place of the baseline CNN, we replace all the convolutional blocks with self-attention layers. Like convolution, the main fundamental goal of self-attention is to capture the spatial dependencies of a pixel with its neighborhood. In contrast to the global attention modules we used in the previous model, here the attention is calculated over a local region, which makes it flexible for using at any network depth without causing excessive computational burden. In the original work, query, key, and value matrix have been used. Technically, in our case, the keys are essentially the same thing as values, with keys containing extra positional information that has been added explicitly with the help of relative positional embedding. So we've discarded values entirely and used keys only for calculating the attention weights as well as representing the original information. Our next model is the attention as activation model. Activation functions and attention mechanisms are typically treated differently and have different purposes. However, upon comparison, it can be seen that both attention mechanism and the concept of activation functions give rise to non-linear adaptive gating functions. So on the baseline CNN, in place of the activation function which we use this. So to exploit the contextual aggregation of attention mechanisms, we use a local channel attention module which aggregates point-wise cross-channel feature information. We use point-wise convolution for this, and the goal is to enable the network to selectively and element-wise activate and define the features according to these point-wise cross-channel correlations. Finally, the attention weight has the same size and shape of the input features and thus can be used to activate and highlight the subtle details in a local manner. Finally, to exploit the locality of activation functions, the output of this is followed by a sign-wise activation mechanism using ReLU. So this helps us achieve a combination which will amplify the positive elements and suppress the negative ones. Now that we have the results from the deep learned architectures, coming to the clinically learned features. Before feature extraction, an unsupervised segmentation framework is designed based on Otsu's thresholding, morphological operations, and contour detection to separate out the main lesion region from the skin. From these segmented regions, the above mentioned ABCD features were extracted using several transformations and elementary mathematical functions. On these features, random forest and support vector machines are used for classification with grid search. The results are presented in table 1, showing the performance of different models with ABCD features and deep learned features. We can see that even with suboptimal segmentation maps, ABCD features have a high discriminating power of malignancy detection and classification. CNN with global attention modules showed better results compared to the baseline CNN. Table 2 shows the performance of our proposed variation of the spatial self-attention model is not affected when we consider keys and values as identical. This design offers similar performance at lesser parameter settings and lower computational costs. Now coming to the figure on the right hand side. These are the class activation mapping used for the visualization of deep learned features of the various models discussed previously. Class activation maps helps us highlight the discriminative objects detected by the CNN. The third column of the figure shows the activation maps of the baseline CNN to be very sparse, indicating poor localization capability. However, the localization capability of the attention-based models, that is column 4, 5, 6, are much better than that of the baseline CNN. To justify the decision-level correlation between deep learned features and the ABCD features, the predictions on the test dataset were analyzed using 4 major criteria as presented in table 3. We find relatively higher values in the first and last columns where both the classes of algorithms either succeeded or failed, clearly indicating a correlation between their sought-out features. We calculate the ABCD features from the attention maps of our self-attention model and from the ground truth segmentation maps and use these features on random forest and support vector machines as shown in table 4. We calculate the DICE score to compare the similarity between the ground truth segmentation maps and the deep learned model attention maps as shown in table 5. Figure 6 gives 2 examples, one with that of high DICE score and the second with a low DICE score. So in conclusion, in this work we have investigated whether the features extracted by deep learned models have any correlation with the clinically relevant features. We have taken automated skin cancer detection as a test case, and the quantitative as well as qualitative results point towards an underlying correlation between them at feature and decision level. As the cost of false positive and false negatives can be fatal, there should be a clear coherence between the deep learned features and those sought out by medical professionals for it to be relevant. More research should be conducted on why these models extract a particular feature and how the decision making is affected by slightest variation of input features. Thank you and have a nice day.